Hello, today we're looking at Japanese masks.
Japanese masks are often used for Noh theatre, which is a type of Japanese dance drama in which the actors wear masks. Normally in Noh theatre there's only a few different types of masks. One is the most famous one is like a devil mask that looks like this, and then another one that's quite famous is a mask which is supposed to represent a young female. A slightly less common mask, but nevertheless one that you may have heard of, is the kitsune.
You may have heard of kitsune if you're a fan of anime, for example Dragon Ball or Naruto.
Now what I will say is that it's going to take you quite some time to make it, and a little bit of patience is certainly needed. Having said that, it's probably quite a lot easier than some of the other stuff that I've posted on this channel before. So for example, like the drawings, the prints, that kind of stuff require a lot more skill and a lot more care than actually the making of this mask.
So without any further ado, let's get into it. So the first step is to take a plastic mask that you'd normally use for painting and to cover it in gum tape. And try not to use too much water when I'm laying the gum tape on. So at times what I will do is just use gum tape without any water where it's already wet. So now at this point what I'm going to do is take some tin foil and I'm going to pad out the areas of the mask that I want to change the shape of. Obviously it was a human's mask, but what I'm going to do is try and make this more like a fox. So I'm making the cheekbones, I've enlarged the nose to make it more like a longer snout, and I'm using tin foil to do this. So just scrunching up the tin foil and then laying the gum tape over the top. So after I've done that, I start to cut out two ear shapes, which I'm then going to attach with masking tape and gum tape to the top of the head. And then starting to cover everything with another layer of the gum tape just to make sure that everything's really secure and everything is completely covered. Probably the trickiest bit of all is starting to shape the mask, cutting the eyes out, using a craft knife to do little bits to get the eyes and such like. You're going to need to get some help when doing this because it is pretty dangerous. Now that the mask is taking shape, I need to add a little bit more gum tape just to strengthen it up, and adding things like some newspaper, little strips of newspaper on the top of the nose, around the tips of the ears, just to make it have a better shape. So I'm just refining and improving the mask, and this is actually quite a long step that may take you around about an hour to do. Now I'm going to paint the mask white all over with a sponge. Lastly, what I'm going to do is paint in the patterns. I've already drawn them out with a pencil, so I'm going to make those lovely red and white patterns on top of the mask. Now, I'm not saying you have to do a mask of a kitsune. You could try doing a devil mask. You could try doing many different types of Japanese masks. I'm sticking just to the red and just to the black here in this mask, keeping it nice and simple. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy making your Japanese mask.